Recording. Okay, it's recording now. Cool. Okay, so so what I wanted to talk about tonight is, and guys, feel free to add your little bits in and ask me questions as I go along, because I don't want to sit here and just prattle on. But what I wanted to talk about tonight is your DMO and how is how it's working for you. Whether it is working for you, what areas that you are finding really easy and you're strong in, and what areas you are finding you're challenged in. So did you guys bring any of that? Did you have a think about what areas that you're strong in? I know Desiree and I talked about this yesterday, but Rachel, since you're there, honey, what would you say you're strong in your DMO? You know what that is, eh?
Yeah, daily method of operation.
Yeah, so that's your 5 high-paying activities.
Yeah, strong at posting. I'm really better at talking to people on the phone compared to over Messenger and stuff.
Yeah.
It seems to build that powerful connection. And I remember Kat saying that people, or someone said it, maybe Kat or Kira, said that people don't cancel on relationships. So yeah, that's been a big thing for me. But yeah, I still need to improve on the getting customers via the internet.
Okay. So customers, but your customer base is really strong. What about inviting? I'm just going to mute you, Priska, honey. That's great.
All right.
But I'm just going to mute you, honey. Okay. You can still ask any questions you want in the chat or anything, Priska, if you like, or if you're quieter. So yeah, you can ask questions. Okay, what about you, Maxine? What do you think you're strong in your DMO? Where's your strengths?
Well, posting and yeah, I mean, I think I'm okay in the personal conversations, but I don't think it's completely true that people don't cancel on a relationship, because I've had a couple of really good friends cancel on orders that I've got a good relationship with. So
and that comes down to financial stuff for them at the time as well. I think you did right.
So I mean, I think it's all very well.
Not always,
it kind of feels a little bit like they don't always cancel because I'm not doing a good job. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
No, you're right. And sometimes it does come down to the financial thing, I think, as well, for a lot of people.
People cancel. So.
Well, actually, I agree. I do agree, because I've had a couple of very good friends too that have stopped taking it, and it's only because one's because they couldn't afford it, another is because of health reasons, so it was affecting her drugs. So, but I know what Kira's meaning is that relationship is really, really important, because someone is more likely to stay loyal to you if you have that relationship with them, if they've got that rapport already with you and they trust you as a person. So I think that's what she was meaning, but I totally agree with you guys. So in terms of your areas that you're challenged in with your DMO, Maxine, what would that be for you?
Definitely inviting.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's difficult.
You find that difficult too, Rach?
Well, yeah, because I think we're so overwhelmed by the internet and everything now that, people send you invites for everything, or you hit something that you're interested in doing. And it's sort of, how do you differentiate between just the general stuff and, hey, I'm really interested, or I find that challenging too. Sorry, I'll shut up now.
No, that's good. It's good. It's good to hear where your challenge. It's important. Priska, I'm just going to unmute you, honey. I don't know if you're there, if your internet's playing up.
No, I'm
Are you
here.
over there? Oh, that's good. Hi. So how are you doing with, I don't know if you know the word DMO or the meaning of DMO, that it's your daily method of operation.
Yeah.
So that is your five high paying activities. So where do you think that you're sitting strongly with those at the moment? What would be your area that you're doing really well in?
Finding the customers.
Finding the customers, yeah.
Yeah. And also how to have, I'm having a good conversation with different customers.
Great. Are these potential customers?
Yes.
Great. Well done. I think your posting's great too, by the way.
Thank you.
Postings are really good too. You're all great with your postings. They're all really nice. So how about an area that you're challenged in, Priska? Is there any area that you're sort of struggling with?
I'm still struggling when it comes to posting. Like every
Okay.
3 times, yeah, 3 times a day.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're finding it like at the time?
Yeah, the time.
The content.
Not just the time of posting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a challenge. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know that there is buffer that you can use that helps you with setting up your posts for the week. But I think
You can't use that on personal pages
I
anymore.
think it's just changed, and you can't use it on personal accounts anymore, only in groups. So I'm going to actually look out and see if do any of you ladies know something equivalent that you can use on your page.
No.
I haven't found anything either, but I'll have a look out and see if that can help. Okay, well, so what I'm going to do is I'll go over an idea that we got from Simon Chan that works really, really well. You guys might want to take some notes on this, and this is to help you with your DMO, just to give you an idea that you can use every day. So, and it's the 3-5-5-5-3 recipe. So what is said is, he says that to get engagement, you have to give engagement. So basically, if you want to have the results and get the connection from people, you actually have to start that connection yourself. It's not going to happen organically. It's going to happen because you take the action to do it. So that's pretty simple, really. So when we look at the 3-5-5-5-3 formula, so the first 3 is your posts on social media. So that means 3 posts on social media. So for me, I actually do more than that. I do a lot of posts in my groups as well. But in terms of on your personal Facebook page, 3 is the best option. I'm just wondering, Priska, what would be the best times of the day for you to post? Because I know if you're struggling with time, is it because you've got your little boy most of the time?
Yes.
Okay, so what would be some good times of the day that would suit you better for posting? Because it really has to work in with you as well.
In the morning, you can say maybe 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, and then at lunchtime, I can say 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then in the evening, maybe 7 or 8 o'clock.
Okay. And is that what you're doing now?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. So if that works for you, then maybe put that in your calendar that you have to do that at that time, just to make it a must do for yourself so that you always remember to do it.
Okay.
And maybe what you can do, which might make your life a little bit easier, is in the morning you've already, so at that 10 o'clock when you're posting your first one, you know exactly what you're going to post at 2 o'clock and then at 7 or 8 o'clock. So that you've already
Yes.
got it set up, and then you don't have to think about it in that moment. You don't have to get to 2 o'clock and think, oh, what am I going to post now? And you're frantically looking for something. You can set that up for your day already, especially if you find that at 2 o'clock, you know, that things go pear-shaped and they don't look the way you want. So you could give that a try. So the other thing is, you guys know that in the Post Ideas for Team Love, there is the chart to help you with some posting ideas. I've got lots of different ideas so that you don't kind of spam your profile page too much with JP stuff. That's a really good thing to look into if you haven't got that already. Okay, so the posting is all about sharing. So that comes under our sharing part of our 5 high-paying activities. So our next thing is our number 5. And so this is reaching out. This is part of our reaching out. And this is, so what you're going to do is add 5 new friends or conversations. You're going to add, and then what we do is we use the acronym CLAM. So CLAM is C, comment on posts. L is like or love posts. A is add friends or groups, add new groups. And M is message, so that's sending messages to you people. So this is about reaching out, making new friends, making new conversations, and you can do that by going through your news feed and finding something that you can comment on. A really important way of connecting with people this way, if you want to do it this way as well, because I do this every day too, is that you not only do you love and comment on a photo that you find of one of your friends, you love it, but you also, when you make a comment, you say, oh wow, beautiful family photo, and then you ask a question. So you always end your conversation with a question, whether it be on a comment or in a message. Because what you're doing is you are inviting conversation and connection, so you can learn a little bit more about them, and also so that, you know, it shows that you're interested. And of course, make it authentic, so you're not going to just ask a random question. Obviously, it's got to be about whatever the post is or whatever the photo is. Maybe it might be a photo of their kids, and you might say, wow, how old are your kids now? They look, you know, your kids look, they've grown up so much. How old are they now? So something like that. The other thing that's really good, a good thing to use, is what we call FROG. And so this is also an acronym, and this is really good to remember when we are reaching out and making new conversations with people. So FROG stands for F is family, R is recreation, O is occupation, and G is goals. So out of all those things, you can actually you know, have quite a good conversation around that. Those are the 4 areas that you would be talking with people about or asking with them about, because those are the areas that people, you know, it's obviously their loves, it's what's in their lives today, so it's easy for them to talk about them. I'm just going to switch over my page. Okay, so something else that's really, really interesting is our thinking. So, you know, I know a lot of us struggle with this, and believe me, I struggle with this every day as well, is our thinking and our mindset, and, you know, around reaching out to people and having new conversations with people, even inviting people to have a look at something or have a look at our business. So thinking always is always around who we are attracting. So when you think about the people that you want in your tribe or as your customer, remember that where you're at and how you think is the kind of people that you are attracting to you. because your thinking is in control of your emotions, and it's your emotions that's actually attracting the people to you. So if you're thinking, for example, oh, I'm really shit, I always get the wrong people, or people don't like me, or that what will they think of me, and so you're thinking negatively about yourself. What you're doing is you're attracting the same people to you. So you're thinking that, you're feeling the same thing, and so they pick up on your energy, and you're actually attracting the people to you the same. So if you want to attract people that actually are as vibrant as yourself, that wants freedom lifestyle like yourself, that wants to be healthy like yourself, then you need to remember to be thinking abundantly, to be thinking in gratitude, and to be thinking positively. So changing your mindset, and how you do that is you actually become aware of your thoughts. This is your self-sabotage thoughts, whatever that you're thinking about in the moment. So for me, for example, I tend to think on I'm working on this, changing it, and that's the lack mindset. So, and I know most of us probably have this as well, where I think as soon as a bill comes up, or as soon as something looks like I'm not going to pay something, instantly I get into that, oh shit, I don't have any money. How am I going to pay this? We're never going to have any money. And so then that's when the anxiety starts coming in, and I'm creating this stress, and this thought in my head becomes my reality. And so what I've started doing is, as soon as I feel that, as soon as I know that it's there, I actually stop that thought, because I'm going, okay, I'm aware that it's there, and then instantly turn it around and to see myself abundant, and see all my bills being paid, and seeing the money flowing into my account, and also being grateful for what I have, and being grateful for what's coming. Sorry, Rach, were you going to say something just then?
Well, yeah, it kind of along those lines. When someone came to look at my flat the other day, just got the feeling initially, like a really strong feeling, and I felt like, okay, fine, you're just being judgmental. Turns out I wasn't. So trust your fucking intuition, to be honest, because it stands you in good stead, and we have it for a reason, I think.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, you can pick up on that, and so you picked up on the energy straight away.
Yeah, and I'm glad I did. And then I googled the guy, and he was a twice convicted sexual offender.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
I think I remember you.
Yeah, sorry guys, but yeah, it was like I just had the feeling when he turned up on the doorstep, and I just thought it was me being Rach judgmental and normal, but no. So yeah, I think we need to trust our judgment. It's a really important thing, and it should get better as we get older.
Absolutely, I agree with that 100%. Yeah, 100%, absolutely right. And the only way that we can actually get to that point where we are picking up on other people is when we're actually aware of how we are feeling as well in the moment, and then you become more alert, more highly conscious, and more able to pick up on other people's feelings as well. It's amazing how it works, and that just takes training. And so I would invite all of you to get to the point where you're actually feeling like every day that you're getting better and better and better at becoming more aware of where your thoughts are, and then because awareness is the first step, and it's often the hardest step to get there. But once you're there, then you can actually start changing them in the moment. And sometimes it takes longer than others, but you will eventually get to the point where you're like, right, I'm aware of that. Like, for example, I was talking to someone yesterday at the post shop, and they mentioned something about how, wow, they commented on my diary actually, and they said, wow, that's a beautiful diary, I really like that. And I says, oh yeah, it is lovely, but it's just far too expensive. And then I thought, what the hell did I say that for? And so that's what I'm putting out there, is that everything's too expensive, that I can't afford anything, that I don't have enough money for this, and I don't have enough money for that. And so that's become, so that's actually coming from my thoughts. It's not, I'm not just spitting it out, it's starting from my thoughts. So it's when you're aware, when you're saying things like that, when you're saying things that are negative, and then you're aware of it, then you can go, well, what am I telling myself? So what questions am I asking myself, and what am I telling myself every day? So it's about also teaching yourself to change the questions that you're asking yourself. So, for example, if you are thinking, so like me, I went through this stage where I was like, I can't get team. And I'd say that constantly. It would be in my head all the time, constantly. I can't get team. I'm hopeless at getting team. I'll never get team. And this was always...
Oh, now look at you.
I know, exactly. And do you know what changed, Rach? I started asking myself, because I remember saying to myself, why can't I get team? Why can't I get team? It's the wrong questions. You're actually telling yourself that you can't do it. Whereas if you change it to, how can I get team? That changes the whole vibration. And people are attracted to you. And that's all I did, Rach, honestly. That's all I did. And then I started...
Yeah, that's kind of...
Sorry?
Yeah, that's like this guy turning up on Sunday.
Yeah.
Was, for me, like, for a change, listening to my intuition, going, this is, weird. And it turned out to be entirely correct. And it's what you tell yourself, isn't it? And we need to listen to ourselves, because what are we doing otherwise? Our gut is our second brain, and it's quite smart.
That's right. It is. It's like what Kira says, what are the bullshit stories you're telling yourself every day? And we all have those. We all have those. And it's just, that as you move up in the business, you'll find that they're always there. It doesn't change. But the difference is you're learning to manage them a lot easier. It does get easier. So start changing your questions. So be aware of your thoughts and start changing your questions that you're asking yourself, instead of why can't I do this, or why can't I do this, or why don't I have this? Change it to how can I? Like, for example, when I wake up in the mornings, it's how can I help someone today? How can I help people today? And it's amazing how many people just start being drawn to you to help you. Okay, so our next slide. Sorry. What was that, Rach?
When you start focusing on the outcome, I think that was one of the trainings. I don't know whether Kat or Kira did it, but it was like, stop focusing on the outcome. The minute you start focusing on the outcome, you're worrying about yourself, not how you can impact other people.
That's right. And also being taking yourself out of yourself. So actually thinking about the other person first and their needs. So when we are connecting with people, so when we're reaching out, having conversations with people, we're actually thinking, we're not thinking, oh, this could be a potential team, or this could be a potential customer. We're actually looking at that person and saying, what's happening in their life right now? What do they need in their life right now? Do they need someone just to connect with them? For example, I connected with someone today who I've just found out that her husband has been diagnosed with prostate cancer, and it's spread, and they don't know where it's spread to. And so I just sent her a message and I said, hey, Diane, I'm so sorry to hear about what happened. Are you okay? And we just had a little conversation about that, and that's it. And she said, thank you so much for caring. And that's what it's all about. It's just about taking yourself out of yourself, away from that this person is going to be a potential team, and just making it about them. So now the next 5 is invite to look at the business. So if you guys probably all know this already, but if you hopefully you've all printed out or downloaded the scripts guide and Team Freestyle files, scripts and marketing, it's in the files. That is brilliant. It gives you all your verbiage for everything you need to know, inviting, even phone calls, talking to people on the phone. It's fantastic. And inviting, I just want to talk with you a little bit about the different markets that you can use. So you can use, there's 3 markets. There's your hot market, your warm market, and your cold market. So your hot market is basically your really close friends, your family, people that know you really, really well and love you. Okay, so these people are a lot more easier. Like, you're talking about your brother before, Rach. He knows you. You know him really well. You know how to talk with him about the biz. He knows that you're genuine and you're not going to do any kind of scam or anything. And so they're a little bit easier. And then there's your warm market. And so your warm market is it's like your Facebook friends, or your friends that you know that you've known maybe years ago, and you've just reconnected on Facebook, and they know you a little bit, not as well as your market, but they still know you. These guys are actually harder, and that's because these are the ones that you're really afraid of what they think of you. So you're afraid if you step outside of your hot market that you're actually going to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, and you'll end up losing friends, or you'll look stupid, or whatever it is. There's always something that you're telling yourself. And so these ones are really harder. And so often I will just have conversations with these people on a regular basis and build up. And something really cool that Linda was talking about today in her live that I on our Team Freedom page, that she was talking about looking back and seeing how many times you've connected with someone, and if you've connected with them about 5 different times, then you can actually have a good time to actually really invite them to look at the business, because you've built a rapport already. So yeah, and it's just a matter of, you can do it. There's 2 different approaches. There's the indirect approach, or the direct approach. And the indirect approach is, again, that's all in the scripts. That's telling you how to just start a conversation and just kind of put in hint about your business, mention about your business if they ask you about it, and wanting them to ask you. If they don't ask you, don't mention it. And then, of course, there's the direct approach, where you can use Simon Can's example of what is it? Oh, I'm looking at something wonderful, or doing something wonderful. I can't remember what it is. Are you open to taking a look? So, and I have done that, and it does work, but you have to make sure that you have built a rapport already with that person before you send out a message like that already. You don't want to send that out to someone that you don't know very well, or that you have a connection with at some point, or a conversation. And then your cold market. Now, this is really good if you're kind of still got a little bit of fear around getting team and inviting people. And this is, I know you've done this, Rach, and I've done this myself. But this is when you reach out to people in groups. And like, for example, you put an ad in a job page, or buy, trade, sell pages, something like that, or on a business page. So you're putting an ad up and you're getting people that you don't know, you've never met before. That's all good, Rach. No problem, honey. I'll send you the recording anyway. And that's a really, really good thing. I know, Desiree, I think we might have talked about this. That could be something even you want to try, Maxine, as well. And that in a way is hard, because you actually have to build rapport with somebody. But you've also got to have, there's got to be a certain amount of professionalism really with that one as well, that because it's more of a job application. Okay, and then our other 5 is 5 follow-ups. So following up on your prospect. Now, one of the things that we see today is not to actually ask them if they watch the link that you've sent them. I do. I use Kat's verbiage often because I actually really like it and I get a good response from it, but it's totally up to you. As long as what you're doing is you're saying, what did you like about the video, or did this, what resonated with you, or whatever it is you want to say, you're actually asking them about getting that desire and checking in what's in their heart, what they're passionate about. And then, of course, our number 3, sorry, I'm rushing because my thing's going to die soon. So our 3 is sending out 3 links to people, or getting on a 3-way call, getting someone on a 3-way call, or inviting them to an event. So this is pretty self-explanatory, really. When we talked about inviting to look at the business, that's just talking to them and inviting, doing a reach out and inviting them to look at the biz. Whereas this one is about actually sending out a link to them, or inviting them to an event, or getting them on a 3-way call once they've already seen the link. So I'll just go over those again. So that 3 posts on social media a day, 5 adding 5 new friends or conversations, plan, 5 invitations to look at the business, 5 follow-ups, and 3 links, 3-way calls or invitations sent out. So these can be done every day, and when you think about it, that's not many. And it's quite easy to fit in. If you're finding that you are time poor and fitting in time is really difficult, I know that you often find this, Desiree. You can even do this. Like if you only have 20 minutes of time, then all you need is you can just do 5 minutes of follow-ups, 5 minutes of reach outs, 5 minutes of posting, and 5 minutes of what's the other thing? Sorry guys, adding new friends. Something else I wanted to talk about was training. So that's another one of our 5 high-paying activities, and I kind of mentioned this a bit this morning. So with training, it's a non-negotiable for this biz, and that also means self-development. So making sure that you are developing yourself. And if I'm just going to put you on mute, Priska, because I think, yeah, okay. Yeah, and because what happens is if you guys show up for trainings, your team are going to show up too. So if you're not showing up for trainings, your team aren't going to follow up, so aren't going to show up either. So it's about being a role model, and I guess that's really what we want to filter down into our team, so that, you know, training is really important. It's not negotiable. It's where you learn. It's also how you can stay connected with the company, with the business. I know sometimes it's easy for us to go, oh, can't be bothered. Or, you know, sometimes we feel a little bit disheartened if something's gone wrong. Say, you know, we've lost 3 customers in a week, and you're thinking, oh, why am I doing this? It's a waste of time. Training is fantastic because it means you can link in, you can connect with a team, and you can actually get that desire, that passion back again, and it can help you to get motivated to get started. And also it helps you to see that you're not the only one, that we all lose customers at some point. It's totally normal in this business. We go through waves of it, and I've certainly found that. I started off with a hiss and a roar, and I lost about 7 customers in 1 month, so that was pretty tough for me to have happen, but it's pretty normal. Now, what else did I want to say? Oh, and the other thing is customer care. So that is so important, and I know if you struggle with time, like we were talking about before, and you only have small pockets of time, what I do is I set aside a day that I know that I'm going to be home, or I'm going to have more time, and I just use that day for my customer care. And it might only take me half an hour, and it's just a matter of, that's the day when I do all my follow-ups on my customers, check in and make sure they're